All right, see if this is connecting. And for the first time in a rather long time, welcome to the Throwbacks. The 1991 edition is we're finally going to get racing kicked off here at the Daytona International Speedway for the biggest race of the year, the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Of course, we have had our qualifying order settled down in the duels that happened earlier on in Speedweeks. And the winners
to your cars
were Dave Marcus and Jimmy Spencer. So congrats to them for being able to win that. And we are pretty much just waiting for the green flag to drop here from the beautiful Daytona International Speedway to kick off the Great American Race. Just making sure that it is going through here. Tone it down a little bit. The command will be coming very shortly here from the Daytona International Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines have fired here from Daytona, and we are getting underway here as the field is now rolling off on the long back straightaway. We'll go over the top 10 as per usual. Ricky Rudd is on the pole. Alan Kowicki on the outside pole as determined in qualifying. The rest of the positions were determined by dual standing. So Dave Marcus in third, Jimmy Spencer fourth. Stanley Smith, the rookie, will be rolling off in fifth, and a sophomore, Rob Moroso, will be rolling off sixth. We have another rookie, Bobby Hamilton. He'll be in eighth. Jeff Bodine in seventh. Hutch Strickland will roll off ninth, and Mark Martin, who's had the strongest plate car in the last few years, he's going to roll off in 10th. The pace car dives off into pit road, and the green flag has been displayed here at Daytona, and we are underway. The 1991 throwback season has begun. And Alan Kowicki will jump out. It seems like Alan Kowicki is going to get a good jump. Will he be able to take the lead? I don't think he's got a strong enough push from Jimmy Spencer to do that. Rudd and Marcus are working together down on the bottom lane. Here they come roaring down the back straightaway now. And they're still side by side heading here into corner number 3. Alan Kowicki just with a slight advantage over Ricky Rudd. Bobby Hamilton now slides down. He's the third car on the inside lane. Dave Marcus might try to make it 3 abreast coming to the start and finish line. Yes, he will. Who's going to lead the opening lap of 1991? It looks like it's going to be Alan Kowicki being able to nudge out Ricky Rudd and lead the first lap of this year. Kowicki and Rudd still battling side by side. Who's going to be able to take advantage? Who's going to be able to take the lead? Dave Marcus again looking down low. He can't quite get underneath Ricky Rudd. It looks like Rudd's going to take sole possession of the lead as they go down the Daytona Super Stretch. Halfway down, cars are still 2 by 2 trying to file in. Kowicki's still trying to fight hard on that outside lane, but it doesn't look like there is any dice there. Ricky Rudd should take all of the lead now here coming off of turn number 4. He is clear of Kowicki. Rudd slides up to block Kowicki, drops back down in front of Marcus. Ricky Rudd will lead lap number 2. And that is, it seems like Rudd's going to have possession, but Rudd will slide up here in corner number 1. Here comes Marcus down to the inside, and maybe even Bobby Hamilton trying to take a lead. 3 abreast for the second position as Ricky Rudd continues to hold on to the lead. Ricky Rudd clearly has a strong car today, as evidenced by his ability to be able to hang in on the outside lane. He is doing a fantastic job holding off 3 hard-charging foes, including the 1990 Throwbacks champion Alan Kowicki. Ricky Rudd still in the lead here at Daytona as he's clearly got the strong car. I think it may have something to do with the slightly slower cars that are currently right now in the second and third positions. You can see Bobby Hamilton finally able to get underneath Dave Marcus. Will he be able to get underneath Ricky Rudd and run? Will we have a rookie leading the Daytona 500? Here comes Hamilton now on the low lane. He should be able to get to the 26. He is side by side with the 26 going into turn number 3. Can he clear him? There is really strong equipment there on that outside lane, but it looks like Bobby Hamilton is going to prevail in the number 68 Oldsmobile. Hamilton will bring him down to the line. Rookie Bobby Hamilton will lead in his first ever Throwbacks race. We mentioned a lot during Speedweeks that we have a fantastic rookie class coming in. Bobby Hamilton, Wally Dallenbach, Stanley Smith. All rookies coming into this season. It is going to be a very, very good Rookie of the Year battle here in 1991. Dave Marcus, the old man, he drops down to the inside. He hasn't won in forever. The last time he took a win in the Throwbacks, 1985. Marcus actually has 2 wins in the Throwbacks. A win at the 1985 night race at Bristol, and a win in the 1984 Richmond opener. Now, if there's going to be a chance for Stanley Smith to take the lead, this is now the time. Oh, there's another rookie that I forgot, number 55 there, Ted Musgrave, also a rookie this season. So we have 4 rookies in contention for the Rookie of the Year. Last year, it really was a one-sided affair. Rob Moroso pretty much cleaned out all the other rookies. Right now, it's side-by-side for the lead. Dave Marcus on the outside, Stanley Smith here on the inside. Come to the line, looks like Stanley Smith's got him. Maybe. We'll have to see how NASCAR decides to score that. And they are not going to give the lap to the 49. They gave the lap to the 71. So Dave Marcus led that lap. And now we can see there are definitely some strong cars there on that inside lane. Jeffrey Bodine. We have Bobby Allison, Hutch Strickland, Kyle Petty, all down there on the inside lane. Further back, Dale Earnhardt and Morgan Shepherd are back there. All of those cars are definitely key favorites to win this race. They are still side-by-side for the lead, as we have had some rather good side-by-side racing right now for the lead. It looks like Marcus is going to be able to clear Stanley Smith, though. Smith trying to get the first lap lead of his career, and it's proving to be a difficult task. Drivers aren't quite going as hard as they were during the prelude, during the duels. This is a longer race. The first one being 20 laps, this one being 50. Which means there will be a pit stop in this race somewhere around lap number 25. So as always, the Daytona 500 can and probably will be won on pitch strategy. Dave Marcus and Stanley Smith, they are still side by side here. This has been a fantastic battle. It seems like every single time Stanley Smith gets a good run through the corner, it doesn't matter. Dave Marcus just has such a run down the straightaway that he just beats the 49 outright. Might be able to clear him getting into 3, not quite. Man, Marcus really has a strong car. You got to imagine that Jeff Bodine's just waiting right now. I think he really wants to see that 71 drop down in front of the 49. And he doesn't want to make it 3 wide right now. He knows 3 wide is not exactly good. Of course, Jeff Bodine really having a breakout season last year, finishing 3rd in the points. His best easily his best points finish ever in Throwbacks. So he did a phenomenal job coming over for Junior Johnson. Definitely a good scoop for them. I'll probably be here to stay for a while. I mean, this is the second year of his 2-year contract, but I gotta say, if he keeps on racing like this, I don't see why Junior Johnson will not just let him go. And man, this battle is still going on. Dave Marcus will not give an inch to the rookie. And you know, we call Stanley Smith a rookie. He's only a rookie in the Cup Series. He's been on dirt tracks all over the United States. Oh, he's 41 years old, so he's a very, very old driver to be entering the Cup Series for the first time. So he might have rookie stripes, but very similar to Dick Trickle. This guy, that is definitely worth mentioning. Will the 49 lead it this time? I think no. Marcus pulled ahead again. Nobody is giving an inch in this race. This is the Daytona 500. Dave Marcus might be getting the 5 bonus points for the most laps led here at this point. I think Marcus is starting to lose a little bit of his mojo, though. Stanley Smith's starting to look real good through turns 1 and 2. And they pull even down the Daytona Super Stretch, and even Marcus has a bit of an advantage. And there we go. We're going 3 wide for the lead. Jeff Bodine finally makes his move. He's like, I've had enough of sitting behind this 49 machine. And here we go. Jeff Bodine will take the lead here in the Daytona 500. And that is going to be a very difficult car to take the lead away from. And Jeff Bodine, the Ford Thunderbirds. You know, add Davey Allison to that list too. The Ford Thunderbirds are very, very strong. Nobody has lost a draft. None of the 42 cars have lost a draft. They are all in the same pack right now, which is another rarity for the Throwbacks. So clearly a great job with the rules package here. And you can see just how fast Jeff Bodine is. He's really starting to stretch out this pack. Dave Marcus able to get around Hutch Strickland. That's for second. We'll see if Strickland can try to pull down here in front of Kyle Petty. He doesn't even take the shot. So Kyle Petty should be able to move to third. And maybe even into second. As there's another rookie. Wally Dullenbach for Judy Don Levy Racing. He's coming up here now. This is crazy. At the end of this lap, we might have 3 of the 4 rookies inside the top 10. Now, Kyle Petty, he's a driver who has not won in quite a while. He got his first and only career win back in 1986, the last race that they decided to not run restrictor plates on. It was the last super speedway race that did not have restrictor plates. The 1986 Spring Talladega race. It's the only race that Kyle Petty has ever won in his career. Still wins. Davey Allison comes down to the inside, and it looks like Allison's going to take the second position, and now we've got the strong cars here coming to the front. They might go 4 wide going down the back straightaway. That is risky. Very risky move by Dale Earnhardt, but it seems like everything is able to pan out. 4 abreast going into corner number 3. That is absolutely insane. But now here comes Dale Earnhardt. He'll move into the second position underneath Davey Allison, and we'll see if he can try to contest the lead here in turn number 1. And it looks like there he goes. And now we've really got some strong cars up at the front. Earnhardt, Shepard, Richmond, Bodine. You got Allison up here, Kyle Petty. Derek Cope doesn't have a half-bad car on the plate tracks. And now here comes Morgan Shepard down to the bottom. Shepard also hasn't won in quite a while. He actually swept the 1987 Talladega races, won both of them. So we know he's got talent on the super speedways. And we all ask, how is the restrictor plate going to change how these races go? Yeah, well, the three winners for the first three Talladega restrictor plate races, they were Sterling Marlin, Morgan Shepherd, and Morgan Shepherd. So we're like, oh, wow, Morgan Shepherd's really got stuff figured out here, and then he moved to a different team. And now here comes Derek Hope in the number 10 Wickham Racing Chevrolet. And it looks like Cope is being pushed here by Dick Trickle. Also on the inside there, Kyle Petty, Mickey Gibbs, Hutch Strickland. Trickle going for the lead. No doubt about it, this is going to be on the ESPN Sports highlights if he's able to lead a lap. Dick Trickle now moving into the first position. Coming through turn number 2 and onto the back straightaway. And the pack's starting to bunch up a little bit again. Three wide once again going into turn number 3. Dale Earnhardt trying to stick it in the middle. Kyle Petty moves underneath Dick. And it looks like, yes, Kyle Petty is going to be able to come down to the line and lead that lap by a pretty decent margin. Mickey Gibbs is going to move into the second position here. This has been a very good race. Gibbs might actually be able to take the lead in the Great American Race. This will be huge for Gibbs if he can get a lap away. Huge. I don't think he'll be able to get it. We've got some, well, more veteran drivers, even though Hutch Strickland's relatively new. We've got Neil Bonnet here, Rusty Wallace, a couple of very seasoned veterans. And we have Jimmy Spencer coming up, a winner of the outside lane dual race. He's finally reared his head. And here comes Bill Elliott and Sterling Marlin. Where did they come from? And that is the essence of the Daytona 500. It is a true underdog race. Anybody can win. Neil Bonnet, he has not secured a win since the 1985 season at North Wilkesboro. Which is honestly quite a sad story. This is going to be the last season for Neil Bonnet. His replacement in the 21 car is still unknown to this point. There are several rumors going around, but we don't really know who's going to be in the 21 car at this point. And now here comes the master of the super speedway, Bill Elliott, the two-time Throwbacks champion. He's trying to come down to the inside of Jimmy Spencer, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it. But looking in the mirror, he's got some very, very stiff competition. Both of the Junior Johnson cars behind him, and now here comes Sterling Marlin down to the inside as he makes a move. Marlin and Bodine, teammates, working together here to get around Bill Elliott. Right behind him, Ernie Irvin, and right behind him, Mark Martin. We've also got Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte, Davey Allison, and Dale Earnhardt. Basically a who's who of all of the top names in the series right now in a freight train coming to the start and finish line. Sterling Marlin pulls up. It looks like he was bumped out of the line. He will lead the lap, but he is going to sacrifice the lead. Jeff Bodine is going to be able to take the lead here going into turn number 1, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to say anything about it. Not right now. No, he ducks down to the inside. He will. Irvin's going to take the lead here coming down onto the super stretch. Mark Martin trying to find a way around the 4 car right now. Looks like he will. Martin drives down to the bottom. He's getting good push now from Wallace. Now we know that this is a very, very, very strong car. Always very fast at Talladega. Always very fast at Daytona. He swept the he tried to sweep the Talladega races, but he didn't quite do it. And he has been a very, very fast car on these plate tracks. And taking it again right now, it looks like that reputation's not going to change. Rusty Wallace is going to follow him. Davey Allison rides down to the inside of Terry Labonte. So Allison is going to try to move into the third position. He's getting a good push there from Earnhardt, Gant, and Spencer. And meanwhile, we've got 2 cars pulling away here at the front. Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace running very fast in front of this pack. We'll see if they can break away a little bit, but I don't think they'll be able to. Davey Allison's got a very fast car. Yeah, it does not look like that they are going to be able to break away. They tried, but very clearly they are not breaking away from Davey Allison and Dale Earnhardt as they go 3 abreast for the 4th position. Harry Gant trying to get down on the inside, but he could not get a run up off the corner. Well, right now, Mark Martin's still the car to beat. Rusty Wallace hasn't dared made a move on him, and Davey Allison hasn't gained any ground on these guys either. Very clearly, Mark Martin's got an extremely strong car. And a lot of people said that Martin was the favorite to win this Daytona 500, as he has been to win at basically every super speedway since 1990 to this point. And now here comes Davey Allison. He has not won since Michigan of 1987. He would love to get his 2nd career win, as he has been such this highly touted driver, and he doesn't want to fail to live up to those expectations. Allison down on the inside of Mark Martin, trying to take the lead going into turn number 3. Martin trying to shut the door, but there's no room. Allison moving on the inside as he gets a strong push from Gant. They're going to come side by side here, coming off at turn number 4, and pit stops are starting, and Davey Allison's going to lead a group down, including Harry Gant, Neil Bonnet, and Ernie Irvin. Going back out onto the track, Martin, Wallace, Earnhardt, Labonte, and Bodine. That's the top 5. They have pretty much broken away from everyone behind them. That's going to be Morgan Shepherd, Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin, Jimmy Spencer, Chad Little, Kyle Petty, Ted Musgrave. We've got Tim Richmond, Richard Petty, Hutch Strickland, and Rick Mills all in that lineup. We'll see if the leaders come down to pit road here. Looks like they will. Now, the big thing right now for Ricky Rudd is that he did come down a lap early. We'll have to see if that will help him or hurt him. The pole sitter for the Daytona 500 has really not had a lot of luck. And you can see he's probably going to lose a lot of positions here. Davey Allison let him down pit road. Davey Allison let him off pit road. It looks like he's got a little drafting group here, along with Harry Gant and Neil Bonnet. Gant, of course, a former Daytona 500 winner. He won it in '84. Gant now down to the inside. Now, this isn't necessarily the battle for the lead. These are just the frontmost cars currently out on the track. It'll be interesting to see if they do take the lead from this. I don't think they will, but there's Jeff Bodine. And here's Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, and Terry Labonte. And I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get up to speed. Looks like eight of them are going to be able to get around. Maybe not. Terry Labonte cut off their momentum. And your leader is still going to be the number 6, Mark Martin. Oh, we still got to wait for all these guys to come off the pit road yet. I don't think any of these guys are a really big threat. Wallace now goes down to the inside. He has taken a provisional lead. Now trying to figure out who is actually in the lead. I don't know. Maybe it's Elliott up here. I don't think it is. It's actually Sterling Marlin here in the 22. He is the leader right now. We'll see how they score Elliott. Do they score Elliott P2? Yes. So, depending on where Sterling Marlin comes out, either Marlin or Elliott will be the leader. And it looks like, by a pretty comfortable amount, Sterling Marlin is going to be the leader here coming off of pit road. The only issue is that he is all alone. Same thing with Elliott. So this little pack here is the real battle for the lead because they will run those two drivers down very quickly. Now the draft is just so important on these huge tracks, especially with this restricted horsepower. The draft is just too important. And you'll see Allison looks like he's going to be able to get around Bill Elliott with ease. Maybe Allison now moves up into second. Again, leader is 22, Sterling Marlin. And coming up on it looks like Ernie Irvin's trying his best to stay in this pack as well. And there you go, 28. Davey Allison takes the lead away from 22 Sterling Marlin. And now here comes Dale Earnhardt. He got a good push there from Mark Martin. And it looks like everyone's going to file in. A freight train right behind the 28 car. Dale Earnhardt, no, they all moved down to the inside. The 3, the 6, the 2, they're all down on the inside of Davey Allison. And there they go. Earnhardt to the lead. Martin in second. Allison falls back to fourth. Fifth, even, as he gets passed by Neil Bonnet. And it looks like he's going to fall back even further as he can't get in front of Gant or Irvin. And Martin might give him a fall back. Here comes Rusty Wallace down on the inside. Harry Gant's also trying to move positions, as I think this is going to be a very frantic 20 laps. Drivers up here, they're going to play it cool, they're going to play it calm. It's very likely that it's not 100% certain, but I think we're going to find a driver here that's going to get their first Daytona 500 win. We have a couple of already Daytona 500 winners. Earnhardt won in 88, Gant won in 84, Elliott won in 87. So they've all won. And Terry Labonte didn't win. It was Jeff Bodine in the 5. Alright, so Terry Labonte has not won the Daytona 500. Everyone else here has not won a Daytona 500, and this is probably the best race that we've ever in a long time. You gotta imagine. He's very happy with that 21 team being able to give him a car to go up there and compete for the win. And we noted earlier that Terry Labonte almost won a championship with this owner, Billy Hagan, the owner of this 94 team. So these two do have previous experience, so it's really no surprise that the 94 team is doing as well as they are right now. Even though they weren't exactly doing that great underneath the tanker Sterling Marlin, it seems like Terry Labonte is the way to go. But the former driver of that car, Sterling Marlin, is right behind him. And Marlin's going to dive down to the inside, trying to take the position away from Labonte. And it looks like he's going to do it. Marlin's got the lead. A very tight push from the 6. In fact, the 6 is going to push him up, and now Martin's going to try to take the lead. Now, Martin can probably hold this lead for a while. We'll have to see how long he holds it for. The answer might be not long at all. He'll lead the lap. Irvin's going to take the lead here going through the tri-oval. Harry Gant trying to find a way around the field. Definitely a good mix of experience points and fresh faces. Of course, Ernie Irvan came out of nowhere to compete for the championship last year, finished 4th in the championship standings. He really wants to improve on what was an incredible 1990 season. Harry Gant has had a bunch of disappointing seasons in a row. He wants to really jump out on a bang. A win here in the Daytona 500 would be huge. Dale Earnhardt also on the heels of a disappointing season. He wants to jump out big here in 91. Neil Bonnet, he just wants to have a very good last year in the Cup Series. Rusty Wallace, he had the 2nd most wins last year, but also had the 2nd most DNFs last year. And that ended up costing him big, as all those wrecks ended up sending him way back in the point standings. If he gets any more consistent and still runs the same kind of winning percentage that he had last year, look out, number 2, Rusty Wallace for the championship. We'll have to see if that ends up confirming. We've got a lot of other drivers, of course, Elliott, Richmond, they're always going to be in it. So we've really focused in on this lead pack, but we do have a Pack B to talk about. That is currently being led by the 5 of Ken Schrader, and they are 5 seconds back right now. And this really is also a very good mix of old and new faces. As you can see, Morgan Shepherd, Ken Schrader, we also have Buck Strickland, Chad Little, Dick Trickle. This contains Wally Dallenbach and Larry Pearson in the 41, believe that or not. We've got Darrell Waltrip in the 17. We've got Ted Musgrave in the 55, close to the Rick. We've got Kyle Petty, Jeff Bodine, Tim Richmond, all in this pack here. And let's not forget Jimmy Spencer as well, also in that pack. Are they catching them? As of right now, waiting for scoring to come through. No. I don't think that Pack B will be a factor in this race. Beyond Pack B, we got a few cars scattered around. Phil Parsons, Richard Petty, and then we have a small pack here for the 28th position. It's led by Brett Bodine, but we also have Michael Waltrip, Rick Mast, Rob Moroso, Dave Marcus, Greg Sachs, Jeff Purvis is in this. It looks like Dale Jarrett and Mickey Gibbs have kind of fallen off. Same with Stanley Smith, Lake Speed, and Alan Kowicki trying to defend his championship. It looks like he's going to have to do it with an awful start to the season. Currently running 39th, and I don't think it's going to get any better for him. Derek Cope, Bobby Hamilton, also looking like he's going to have a disappointing start to his rookie season as he falls to Eddie Bierschwell there, and that'll put him in last place, 42nd position. But no cars are really closely off the pace, I will say that. Actually, the fastest lap that anybody has heard of this race has actually been by that 41 and Larry Pearson, that upstart team, Larry Hendrick Motorsports. Has been a very successful team so far throughout the Speedweeks, but you can see the slowest lap time has actually been turned by. That's just insane to think of that. The defending series champion might be finishing dead last in the first race of the next season. It just tells you the level of competition that's currently going on here in the Throwbacks. It is really a testament to just how good these drivers are to see equipment move around like that. Of course, Alan Kowicki, he had trouble actually securing sponsorship for the next season. Luckily, Hooters was able to come on after his great performance at the Atlanta Motor Speedway to secure the championship. They were impressed enough. They came on, but maybe it was too little too late for him. He's really not having a good start to his season. Meanwhile, back up at the front, 10 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt trying to become a 2-time Daytona 500 winner. Right behind him, side by side, Mark Martin and Bill Elliott. And it looks like the 3 former Daytona 500 winners in this pack are about to go 1, 2, 3, 3, 9, and 33. lot of people here are looking for redemption. Martin's looking for redemption. Allison's looking for redemption. Earnhardt's looking for redemption. It's like all those drivers. Wallace also, he had so many wins. All these drivers looking to have great seasons, and especially Davey Allison. He's really been chomping at the bit. We'll see if he is finally able to break out in that 28 car. I'd say so far so good for Davey Allison. He has put in a very strong performance here at the Daytona 500. Oh, let's not discount Ernie Irvin there. He's another driver that might be a big favorite to win. Basically, everyone here in this pack is a favorite to win. Other than that car, I really don't think one car is so much stronger than the other, where it's like, wow, if they get up to the front, they're going to win. No, Martin has that pulling advantage, but I don't really think anyone else does. Irvin to the bottom of the track. As we are approaching the end of this Daytona 500. Still 2 abreast. I thought Bonnet was going to take it 3 wide there, but he played it smart. Elliott and Earnhardt in the back there trying to find the best line to get up to the front. Bonnet right now trying to take the lead. I don't think he's in a good position to win the race, even if he were to take the lead right now. No, Bonnet's really not in a good position, but we'll have to see. Right now, we're having a good side-by-side battle, though. If it stays like this, maybe Bonnet will hold on, but no! Sterling Marlin takes him 3 wide. Yeah, Marlin a lot more gutsy than the 11 of Bodine early on in the race, who waited a few laps to finally pull that 3 wide move on Stanley Smith, the rookie. Now we have Sterling Marlin pretty much pulling it immediately as we come to 6 laps to go here in the Great American Race. Front pack. Meanwhile, Pack B has closed in about a half a second, but they're going to need to close in a lot faster than that. A lot of position changing currently going on in this pack, so that is going to slow down. I just don't think they're going to slow down to the extent where that other pack is actually going to be able to catch up. This is the battle for the win. Five laps to go now. Martin is leading, Wallace is in second. Those 2 cars work well together. But Earnhardt gets underneath Wallace. Will he be able to get underneath Martin? It looks like he will. Earnhardt now underneath Mark Martin. He's going to be able to take the lead here going down the super stretch. Being pushed by lifelong friend Bonnet to the lead. They head down into the tri-oval. 4 laps to go in the Great American Race when we come to the line. Watching Pack B, I don't think they're going to be a factor. Yeah, still 4.5 seconds back. 4 laps to go. Even if they were to catch, I don't think that they would really pass anyone. Earnhardt's jumped out to quite a big lead here. I think that's going to be a bad omen for him. It's very not typical of Dale Earnhardt to jump out to such an advantage like that. And you can see he just got ran right down. And now Ernie Irvin's going to take the lead with 3 laps to go. If I were to pick a driver that's probably in the best place to win this race right now, I'm going to say Bonnet. It depends on how quickly they cycle up, but I think Bonnet is in the place. Right now, it's Terry Labonte's turn to shine, and now Elliott might have actually lost the draft. So it might be down to 9 cars now for the win. Maybe Elliott's holding way back, trying to get a slingshot going. If he can catch the pack really, really, really fast. He's thinking maybe that will help him, but I don't think it will. 2 laps to go. I just don't think there's enough time for a move like that. It usually takes 2 to 3 laps to really get your momentum going. It's a huge risk. I don't think it can be done. Marlin trying to take the lead coming down the super stretch. A lap and a half remaining. Elliott is definitely out of it. And right now, Sterling Marlin and Davey Allison side by side. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Sterling Marlin's got the advantage. And here comes Bonnet down to the bottom. Not quite yet. Marlin's still got him blocked. Marlin will take him down to the white flag. 1 lap to go here in the Daytona 500. Who's going to be able to win? Here comes Bonnet down to the bottom. He jumps out huge coming through turns number 1 and 2. That was an amazing move by Neil Bonnet. That might have secured him the win. Or has he jumped out too far? Can Martin or Wallace be able to run him down here through turns 3 and 4? Bonnet's got about a 2-car advantage. I think he's too far up the track. He's trying to come down. Can he block Rusty Wallace? They're going to come side by side here coming off of turn number 4. I think Wallace has the advantage. They come to the line and Rusty Wallace is going to win the Daytona 500. What a move. That is Rusty Wallace's first Super Speedway win. What a move. What an opportune time to go ahead and take the victory there. Rusty Wallace picking up right where he left off from 1990, starting his season off with a win. You take a look at this top 10, I want to say that is quite impressive. Rusty Wallace, Harry Gant, Neil Bonnet, Davey Allison, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, Ernie Irvin, Terry Labonte, and Bill Elliott. Rounding out the top 10, pretty much what you would expect from a Daytona race. So as always, we take a look at the point standings at the end, and that's what they look like. That's the point standings. So that's it for now. We'll see you next time for the Pontiac Excitement 400 at the Richmond International Raceway.